So today, I mean, it's one of those days where this is like one of the first days in a while where I definitely expected good price action. So I mean, this definitely threw me off guard. And if you guys don't know, like a little bit of my backstory, the way I used to trade used to be like really stupid. So what I do is I wouldn't really have a model, and what I do is I'll show you an example of what my executions would be. Um, I would buy here, or I'd buy here because I saw a couple green candles and we took a low. Okay, so this for example. So I see we take a low, I buy a couple, and I base it off of a bias, and I didn't really have a model. And then what I do is I just keep I'd stop out because I get scared in this red candle. So I stop out here. Okay, let me see. So I stopped out there, and I would just go into this like pattern of, oh, red candle. I don't know if I'm right. Stop out, blah blah blah. And I'd have all these arrows and all these executions here, and it just is because I didn't have a model, and I always used to do that. So today, going into today, we all knew ICT was going to stream, right? And I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, I said that every single ICT trade I've actually ever taken have all been losses. Okay, and that's a problem. Why? Because it's his play. It's not my conviction. All right. And when I was on my journey to actually become profitable, like, you don't understand the shit I had to go through. Like, I would always ask these other people for plays, blah blah, and I'd take them, and I wouldn't know how to execute them. I'd get scared. I'd do all this really degenerate stuff, and I'd get scared, blah blah, and that always happened to me. Um, and I got a message today. Okay, and let me just pull it up real quick. I'm not gonna name drop them or anything, but it basically said this, and it says someone who was doing the trial, they go, "It's just not for me. I also left the review giving my honest opinion about the streams. Lastly, I don't think I'm a fan of the IFEG model. I found your YouTube and was intrigued, but after a few days, keep in mind Monday and Tuesday. Let me just show you Monday, Tuesday. All right, let me just show you so you're just reminded. Monday, Tuesday, this and this. After a few days, I don't like IFEGs. Okay, do you see this?" And he goes, "So I'm not really learning anything." All right. Now, that's fine, but here's the deal here. All right, here's the deal. If someone tells me they're not learning anything, when you see this shit price action, what am I supposed to say? Like, I'm going to, how do I explain this? I'm going to be very honest in what I think is a demo, what I think is a good play, whatever, blah, blah. And just the fact that, like, I took one loss today, and then the other day actually I took a win. It was not actually on stream. It was an inversion like somewhere around here, and I took a 1 minute win right there. But if you're deciding if you like something after 2 days, which is something I always used to do, I so what I do is I'd use, let's say, Bollinger Bands for 3 days, and let's say they worked two of them and they didn't work the last day. I would be like, oh, Bollinger Bands suck. I'm done. I'm not using these. They failed one day. If that is the mindset that you're trying to be profitable with, you're not going to be profitable. I used to do the same thing all the time, and every single time I felt like I was getting closer to profitability, I change it up. I'd see something else that was appealing. Like the new thing now is Dave teaches. Everyone's seeing all these Dave teaches. Oh, every day's a green day, and they're switching it up, and that's their problem, and that's what they do. But it's been 2 days, man. Like, I can't say enough. Like, I have not had a single red day since November, and all my streams have been great. And my streams have been great the last 2 days, especially if you listen. If you don't listen, yeah, they're gonna suck because price action suck. But if you're listening to me, like, the streams have been great. Whatever. It's not easy price action. And the thing that people don't get is, like, ICT today, he went on and he's taking all these trades. He went 0 for 4. Like, and he's my mentor, right? And I'm doing better than that. I never went 0 for 4. I went 2 for 3 today. Okay, and I'm doing much better than that. Like, there's a fine line between, like, between knowing a model, knowing it's profitable, learning. Like, you can't learn in 2 days. And people, like, I see so many people, they try to learn, like, even my FEGs, which are not easy at all. I make them look easy because I'm so good at them, but they're not easy at all. And they come in, they try to learn them in 2 days, a week, whatever. I mean, even 2 weeks is not enough. Like, they're going to get days like this. It's going to make you discouraged. I used to get discouraged after days like this because we'd have like 5 good days in a row and I'd be like, oh, I'm getting a hang of this. This is great, right? This day was really easy. And again, we just got really technical conversions. We longed all day. Like that day was really easy. And then we get like a random ass day. It's just a horrible day and it just makes me rethink everything. Okay. That is not a good mindset. And like the fact that I even got that message, dude, I get pissed off when I see that because if you're telling me you don't like IPGs after watching me for 2 days, which keep in mind, we're alive for what, 60 to 100 years, 2 days is less than 1% of that, way less than 1% of it. And you're deciding and make a decision after 2 days, how are you actually going to know? Like, how are you actually going to know if you actually like it or not? Like, I don't understand that. You can't decide after 2 days. I literally get DMs of people. They're like, they're like, dude, your IPG model is good. And they send me some long paragraph saying their struggles or whatever. All I say is, oh, good job, man. I don't even say anything else because half those people who DM me, they're not going to, they're on a good streak. And then one day we're going to get a day like this and they're going to rethink their whole system because we get this day. So whenever those people send me those long paragraphs and they're like, oh, these IPGs are insane. All I say is good job. I'd be like, nice job. Keep it up. I'm not too encouraging because half of those people anyways, they see a day like this and what ends up happening is they just get discouraged and that's what the human brain does. And I can't do anything to control that. All right. You think I got discouraged so many times. Like when I used to trade 2022 model and it worked for like 3 or 4 days. And then I take a big loss. I'm like, yeah, I don't know if this is for me. And it's not until you have a huge sample size, it's not until you get time in the market, it's not until you have a bunch of screen time that you're going to have that conviction. I kind of talked about having conviction in plays. All 3 trades ICT took this morning, I actually said before the trade, I do not like this trade. I set them for every single trade besides the last one. And the last one, what happened was, again, I was bullish all day, and the reason why I was bullish is because we were delivering out of an hourly fair value gap here, okay? So I saw price holding an hourly fair value gap, and we were not, again, the bodies were not digging into it too much, okay? So, like, when he took his trades, I did not like them, okay? He took a long here, but he longed it really high, and I'm like, okay, well, if we're getting this price action, why are you gambling? So that was the first one, and I did not like that. And then he took a short here. This was a complete revenge trade. All right. I have no idea why the hell in the world he took this, but he basically shorted here. Okay. And he went for the lows. This was a complete revenge trade. I have no idea why I did that. This was literally a bullish SMT. I said that. Okay. This wicked down at this hourly. I would never short that in a million years. And I don't think he would have either if he wasn't on stream. I have no idea why he did that still. I don't know. That was just horrible trade. And I said, I'm like, this is a horrible trade. I don't know why he's doing this, blah, blah. I can't even explain why he's shorting this. And I promised my members that I would take the trade anyways because ICT was alerting it and I wanted to show people what happened if I took his trade. But I think the main lesson was I'm taking a trade I have no conviction in. And if you really want to be profitable and you really want to get help, a Discord service is not going to help you. Like, it is not going to help you. I joined so many Discords and I literally joined a Discord. This guy had like a 90% win rate. And I swear I lost every single play because I didn't know how to execute. I had no conviction in them. I sold early. I don't care if you join a Discord and they have an 100% win rate. You will not be profitable if you don't have their conviction. Okay, there's so many. I can't even if ICT alerted me to play, if he came to my house right now and told me to take a play, I couldn't take it. I wouldn't have conviction in it. I need to understand. I need to have my own conviction. And there's just one day where, so I used to ask people for a bunch of trades, and one day I couldn't anymore. I'm like, yeah, why am I asking people for trades? I don't even have conviction in this. Like, why am I taking this? And that's when a light bulb kind of shot up in my head one day. And I'm like, something clicked for me. I don't know what it was, but it's just a thing that it's conviction. Okay. And I started to gain my own conviction in my past experiences. So for example, I've seen this before. I've seen us have an SMT like this in this exact signature price. And it wasn't until I got that screen time with my experiences that, okay, I'm bullish here because I've seen this before. And that's where my conviction comes from. My conviction does not come from just watching videos. If you watch the ICT videos and you have conviction in a trade after watching ICT videos, that makes no sense. Your conviction is going to come from having screen time. It's going to come from seeing all these plays play out. And that's when you get conviction. And I didn't understand that when I was a newer trader. And it really just clicked one day. I'm like, yeah, dude, like I've seen this play out. Why is this dude shorting this? Like I have my own conviction in this play, whatever. I mean, like it's just your conviction is not my conviction. My conviction is not your conviction. Half these people in these Discords, half the people in this Discord who watch my streams every day, I always say who took that. And everyone's like, oh, I took that, I took that, I took that, blah, blah. And that's great. But the thing they don't share is half of them sell early. Because why? Because they see I learned a play, they're up 10 points, and they're like, oh, I thought you learned a 10-point play, and they get out. They don't have the conviction I have to go to the high. I alerted 3 times to try to get to this high earlier. Okay, the first alert I alerted was the 5-minute, okay, which we closed above. And I actually jumped in a little early because of my conviction. This is not something I can't teach this. I cannot teach this. I jumped in here. I literally jumped in right here because I'm like, okay, this is getting a lot of momentum. I was confident we're going to go to this high. So I jumped in here. We kind of took out this internal high in the lower time frame. I moved my stop to break even because I know, based off my conviction, I know from screen time when the market should accelerate. If the market's going to accelerate, it's going to accelerate after this candle. Okay, that's just how it is and I can't teach that. It's because of screen time. That's generally what's going to happen. We're going to get this candle and we're going to get another acceleration, or price is going to quickly wick into this fair value gap and just jump up, and it did not do that. So because of that, I decided to move my stop to break even here. I felt it was smart, and you can see what happened. The second play alerted. Okay, this is all on my Twitter, by the way, if you want to go back. The second play alerted was this woman inverse. So I took this one right here. Okay, I got it in the close, and I alerted it because my conviction to go to these highs. If I was joining a Discord service and they kept alerting the same trade over and it kept going to break even or failing, why in the world would I keep taking that trade? I wouldn't unless I had conviction, okay? And I alerted this, and again, as you guys know, if you watch my videos, I move my stop to break even when we hit the next internal high. We took out the next internal high. I moved my stop to break even here because, look, a lot of low resistance liquidity here. I know, in my experience, if I was right about the bias, we would accelerate here. So I know that's a good stop to break even. Well, look what happens. It gets out to break even, down, 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 blah, blah. Third time, here's the third play. I still had conviction going to the high. Nothing here was telling me to short, okay? And it's not, that's just being in the flow of the market. Like, it's just, okay, I'm in the flow of the market. Nothing there is telling me to short. I was still confident being bullish. So I alerted again the third time, okay? And most people, they're like, dude, why are you learning this a 3 times? Just face it and take the L already, blah, blah. But it's not, that's not going to work. You have to have conviction in your trades. I kept having the conviction this high. I finally learned this trade. And what happens? Well, the people who took the first 2 trades are like, oh, it never worked. This isn't going to work either. They don't take this, and this is the win. Well, why is this a win? Well, this is the trade I still have conviction in it. The other 2 are break even. I'm going to take my dice and roll them and try to get another play here. And it just goes to show that I don't care, like, if I'm a learning player, whatever, you're not going to have conviction. You're not going to be able to execute the same way I do. I literally bought early before we even inverse the 5-minute fair value gap because of my screen time. Who the hell in this Discord is going to do that unless they have screen time? You just can't. I can't teach that. And I can't teach you when to do that. That's just not something I teach. I can teach you the models. I can teach you how I find the draw on liquidity. But until you have your conviction in your own draw on liquidity, you will not have a light bulb in your head, and it's going to make you very difficult to hold trades. You're going to sell trades early. That's what I used to do all the time because someone would alert a play, and I'd be up 10 points, and I'd be like, where are you holding to? And they'd tell me, oh, I'm holding for another 50 points. And I could not because I had no conviction in the high hitting. I didn't know why they wanted to high hit. I didn't know. I didn't have that light bulb in my head like, oh, I've seen this work a million times. We should go hit these equal highs. Like for this, for example, all right, I alerted a play down here, and I ended up taking it, and I alerted this in my Discord, okay? And what I basically said was I was looking for it to inverse on this leg, and it didn't. Okay, now if we go back here and look at what I kind of said, all right, you can see I go, this needs to be closed above. I took a trade here. This was it hit half profit, whatever. I'm not going to go over this one. But then I go, I got stopped out of break even, and I'm like, okay, fuck it. I'll re-enter one more time if we inverse this fair value gap. I said, only money you're willing to lose. Why do you think I'm saying that? It's because I had conviction in this trade still. I still think these equal highs are going to hit. I said it a million times on stream. I have the light bulb in my head. I have the conviction for the strong liquidity. And people won't have this. If you're new, you won't have this. You won't see how strong these equal highs are. Like, you have not been in the market long enough to know how strong these equal highs are going to be. And no matter how many times I tell you, oh, these equal highs are going to hit, that doesn't mean shit. You're still not going to have that conviction that I have. I have the conviction from past experiences. You have the conviction because I'm telling you that. Whose conviction is going to be stronger, mine or yours? Mine, okay? And I end up saying, okay, fuck it. I had the light bulb in my head for this play. I'm going to enter one more time. And I said, no close above. The only reason I'm entering this is because ideal still remains the same, blah, blah. And I had not actually taken a loss before that. I just took the loss in the stream. And this play was actually a win, so that was fine. And I said, yeah, no entry. I'm officially done for the day, blah, blah, blah. I would have been more confident if we inversed the first time, but PA's garbage. Well, what does that mean? So does that mean I'm not taking the play? No, it just means I don't want to take it then. But what happens? When you go back to the chart, look at the momentum we get back through the inverse that I previously said, okay, I'm not entering this anymore. That's the light bulb in my head. That's the light bulb in my head. Even though I said, oh, I'm not taking this anymore because PA is trash. When I see this momentum, I get that light bulb because of past experiences. I have the conviction now to take this trade. I have the conviction to retake this trade. And you're not going to have that conviction. Half the people probably didn't take this because they're like, oh, Dodgy says he's not getting into it anymore. Okay, I can't teach you to have that light bulb off in your head. I cannot teach you to be like, oh, there's a light bulb off in my head. Well, that doesn't mean there's going to be a light bulb off in yours. You have different experience than me. You know when to hold or not hold. And the old me would have been like, oh, I'm going to get in here and I'm selling my whole position here. Okay, I don't do that anymore because I've seen the market attract to the highs like this so much where I have the conviction. I know what to hold. I'm confident holding. And that confidence and conviction does not come with screen time. So for this play, for example, I basically said, I'm like, stop the break even if you gambled it anyways. Was this truly a gamble? Not really. I'm just talking like that because I don't want newer traders to get wrecked. I talk like this so newer traders don't get wrecked. Most people gambling probably blew their accounts earlier in the day on ICT trades anyways, but any profitable trader probably took this, or traders in general who have watched my YouTube and don't rely on me for alerts and have their own conviction and see these equal highs themselves, they're probably in this. So I'm still posting it as an alert anyways because I did alert it. Okay, and then I basically say how to manage it, okay, and how I'm managing it, and then there it is, blah, blah. And I literally say, this is what I mean. I cannot teach you this. I can show you the play, but there will be times where maybe I wouldn't have taken this if we didn't speed back through. But here, I'm like, yeah, I'm not taking this. But here, I'm like, oh, well, we held this, right? We're delivering off of this. This is like a whole different ballgame. This is a whole different setup. And now I have my own personal conviction. I'm going to retake it. I don't have to alert it because it's not an alert service, blah, blah. And that's me taking the trade. So I can't teach you this stuff. There's some things I can't teach you. No one can teach you. It doesn't matter how many Discord services you join. And this whole rant that I'm going on about, this just clicked for me one day. And that's when I really became profitable. Okay, it was about probably like 2 years ago that what I'm saying now clicked. And it took so much experience, so much screen time just to understand when I had conviction, when I didn't have conviction. Okay, and that's why when people join Discord services or Discord or Signal services, they'll take the trade, yet they don't hold to the full take profit because they don't have that conviction I do. I have my own conviction based off my own experiences. Your experiences are much different than mine. Okay, so that's really what I want to talk about. And then the other thing is, you're not going to ever, ever, ever find out if you like a strategy in 2 days. Okay, I don't care if you've traded a strategy a million years and then you switch and you're the best trader in the world at this one strategy. It's going to take you months and months and months to find out if you like a strategy. You cannot backtest a strategy in 2 trades, okay? And when I get those messages that people they're like, oh, where do you alert this? Why didn't you alert this? Why didn't you tell me to get in? There's some things I can't tell you to get in. It's you, okay? You have to know yourself if it fits for you, if you have the light bulb in your head, blah, blah. Like, I can't tell you that, all right? And again, it just goes to show that screen time is everything, because if you come to this market, don't know any of the history, don't know how the market should move, don't know when the market should accelerate, right? I have so much time where I know ideally when a candle should accelerate based off of past experiences. And if I don't see that candle accelerate, I know when to move myself to break even. Like, I can't teach you that. Sometimes it's just a feel thing, as Leopard has said in the past. But again, I really do not like when I get those messages of people like, they always say like, oh, I don't know if I took one failing IFVG play. I don't know if this is for me, blah, blah, blah. And just, man, it hurts because they're so lazy and they just don't do anything. They don't realize the amount of work I put in the last 4 years to get to where I am today. It's just, I don't know. And even ICT, I blame myself too, because ICT, when I started learning ICT, he always said the demo trade. And of course I didn't listen. I thought I was the best trade in the world. I saw a fair value gap and it worked, so I'd always live trade it because I thought I was the shit, right? And I wasn't. It worked, but then I'd over leverage, revenge trade another fair value gap that didn't work. And then I'd be like, oh, ICT doesn't work. This fair value gap didn't work, whatever. And again, it goes to show you screen time is everything, experience is everything. I don't care whose Discord or whatever you join, you're not going to succeed. Okay, if it's all you, it's you against you. Okay, you're not going to succeed. I don't care if ICT starts up a Discord. There's probably people in his charter membership right now who are not profitable, right? Just because ICT is the secret sauce and he's teaching everything, all these secret concepts, right? Not secret concepts, obviously, but it does not mean you will be profitable. There's probably so many unprofitable traders who in his charter membership gave up because they didn't realize ICT is not the problem. They are, okay? Like, I can't express this enough. So, I mean, that's really what I want to say. I mean, it's not easy. It took me, I thought I was going to be profitable after a year and a half. I was on a roll and then I became unprofitable again. I'm like, what the fuck did I do? Like, I didn't even change anything. And I didn't realize for so long that just the market experience and just it's just everything. I can't explain enough. And by the way, this is the 350 macro. We should run these highs. We got equal highs here, but yeah, I mean, again, even now, like I've seen this play out before. I know these highs are gonna hit. Like I'm not taking the play, and I could show off in long hat right now, but I'm not gonna do that. Okay, but this is just all based off of market experience, right? Momentum, 350 macro. Like it's just these little things that I've just seen play out in the market so much, and I know what's gonna happen. Like, and there's times where I know things are gonna happen. Does that mean I still take the trade? No, because I have rules. I'm gonna follow my rules. I'm disciplined, right? There's so much other shit that goes on that I follow. Like, do we have news? Blah blah blah. Is there news? Was there a big overnight move? And based off of all these variables that I figured out over the last 4 years, I decide how much conviction I want to have in a trade based off what I've seen. I decide how much I want to size, blah, blah, blah. And by the way, there's a high. So again, it's just, it's you versus you. Okay, that's all I'm trying to get at. I'm not going to help you. I always tell people before they join the Discord, my alerts are not going to help you. Yeah, they may make you a few $100, right? They may make you a few $100. But if I got off stream and if I didn't signal anymore and I wasn't there anymore and you guys can ask me questions, would you truly be profitable? Okay, not a lot of people would. Okay, I know I've literally gotten people payouts for my alerts because they only take my alerts. Is that really going to help them? No, because they're not going to have their conviction. They're not going to learn their conviction, and they're not going to have the conviction I have in some of these trades. And when I disappear, they're not going to understand that. So, again, that's it for today. That's all I wanted to rant about. Again, I'm gonna post this on YouTube because I think it's valuable. But again, I hate getting those messages, man. They're so annoying. So hopefully you're ever gonna hear me. If not, then obviously I'll have to watch a recording. But I do have to update this index commentary. I did call this buy side in my index commentary. Okay. Do. Also, one more thing. I alerted this GU trade. All right. So I alerted this GU trade yesterday, and I said, so I basically kind of pointed out how, okay, we have a 4-hour inversion on GU. Okay, where was it? Right here. So I said bullish to these highs on cable if we broke this. Okay, so I said bullish to these highs if we broke this. And that's just something that I already had conviction of being bullish here because we swept these lows. I know what happens when market sweeps the lows. I know what happens when you have buy side. I know what happens when you inversions. I know when the candle should accelerate. I know what the news is. I know all these little tiny variables that I've learned from my experience of trading. Okay, and no one knew was going to keep up with what I just said because I said that fast, and it's these little things that they come right in my mind. I think about news, I think about momentum, I think about acceleration, I think about, do we sweep into lows? What time is it? Is it Asia? Is it London? Was it overnight move? Like, I think of all these little things in my head, and I can't explain them all because there's just stuff I've learned. And you can see, okay, we got a super nice obvious bearish fair value gap during London, which worked nicely for cable. Now, did I alert this long truly? No, but my YouTube did, okay, if you watch my YouTube. And then I said, okay, look for lower time frame long here in cable if we get it. We are currently inside the 4-hour inversion. I pointed out, but no lower time frame long yet. And I drew this. Okay, so I drew this because it looked good. It was a single fair value gap. We swept this low by a tiny tick, and we held this tiny fair value gap to the left. Okay, and I said, okay, I check back to you later, and I'm not in this trade. I don't trade Forex. Forex is trash. I just have conviction in what I've seen on NQ. So I alert Forex based off of that, and I don't even alert Forex that much. And then the take profits later. But if I was truly in this trade on a live account, do you really think I'm going to hold this much? Probably not, because I don't have conviction in Forex. I don't trade Forex. I don't know when it should accelerate. I don't have that conviction. I do in NQ half the time, okay? And it's just, it's so important to understand, like, yeah, I might alert Forex, but do you think I would actually hold this, the whole take profit if I was in the trade? Probably not, because I don't trade GU. It's just, it looked good based off of what I learned off of NQ. And if you had the conviction, great. Okay, if half the people who probably took this probably sold here because they're like, oh, it's a 10 pips in profit. I'm scared of losing now, whatever. And again, I can't tell you how to manage a trade. There's people who probably earlier, okay, some people probably lost on this inversion. Some people won on the inversion. Some people got stopped at a break even the inversion. I don't know which one. I got stopped at break even, but does that mean someone's going to get stopped at break even? No. Someone may have won on this. Maybe they entered here and maybe they took 10 points. I can't tell you how to manage a trade based off your conviction. You're the only one who's going to know, well, do I have the light bulb in my head that's telling me, oh, we're definitely going to go here? Or do I not know? Am I not confident? Whatever. And there can be the same people taking 50 trades or the same trade. So there could be 50 people taking the same trade. Yet there's so many different results based off of what people's conviction is. Okay, I don't care if I alert the most textbook inversion in the world. Someone's going to execute it wrong. Someone's going to execute it differently based on their beliefs. Okay, I can't teach that. So again, that's it for now. Again, this will be uploaded on YouTube, obviously, but yeah. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoy this rant a little bit. And there's buy side, obviously, which I learned in next commentary. I still think we go up here, by the way. I still think we should go up in here. So as long as we hold bullish structure and maybe leave this open as a fair value gap, whatever. I still am looking for higher buy side. So, oh, we have to wait for Netflix earnings. Yeah, you're right. So yeah, I won't get off yet, but that's it. I'm gonna end the video here for everyone watching YouTube. And that's it for now. I'll see you guys later. Peace.